Every one of us at some point feels like life is spinning out of control. Whether it's a lost job, a broken relationship, or just the chaotic pace of daily routines. These moments can leave us feeling helpless and overwhelmed. But what if I told you there's a way to not just survive these challenges, but to thrive amidst them? Today, we're going to dive deep into the wisdom of Seneca, an ancient philosopher who mastered the art of maintaining peace in a tumultuous world. His teachings on Stoicism aren't just philosophical musings. They are practical strategies that have powered leaders, thinkers, and individuals through the ages and can empower us today. By the end of this video, you'll have a toolkit of Stoic principles to help you cultivate mental toughness and reclaim control over your emotions and reactions, no matter what life throws your way. Stick with me and let's explore how these ancient secrets can be applied to modern life for a calmer, more centered existence. If you appreciate what we're doing here and want to support the channel, a simple, free favor I'll ask from you is to hit the subscribe button. It helps us keep bringing content like this to you. Also, I encourage you not to skip any part of the video. If you're here, you're not like the majority. You're someone who sees the value in diving deep, so consider yourself an exception. Lesson 1. Focus on one activity. Seneca's wisdom, to be everywhere is to be nowhere, captures a crucial principle that is often overlooked in our modern rush to do more and be more. The idea of focusing on one activity at a time is central to Stoic philosophy and can transform how we approach our daily tasks. In a world that celebrates the myth of multitasking, we need to pause and reconsider the effectiveness of this approach. When we try to multitask, we're spreading our attention thin, which can lead to increased mistakes and decreased quality of work. Marcus Aurelius, another revered Stoic philosopher, echoed this sentiment when he advised, "Concentrate every minute like a Roman, like a man, on doing what's in front of you with precise and genuine seriousness, tenderly, willingly, with justice, and on freeing yourself from all other distractions." This focus is not just about improving productivity. It's about cultivating a quality of mind that values depth over breadth. Focusing on one activity at a time allows us to immerse ourselves fully in the task at hand, whether it's a professional assignment, a personal project, or a meaningful conversation. This kind of deep work fosters a greater sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. Moreover, the psychological benefits of focusing on one task at a time are significant. It reduces the cognitive load on our brains, minimizing stress and enhancing our decision-making capabilities. Aristotle, who valued the development of virtues through habitual right action, would likely support this practice as a way to develop the virtue of temperance or self-control, helping us regulate our desire for distraction and immediate gratification. In practicing this focused approach, we not only follow the footsteps of Stoic philosophers, but also align with the teachings of modern psychology, which suggests that our brains are not wired to handle multiple complex tasks simultaneously. The quality of our work and our life improves when we give our full attention to one thing at a time. Embracing this Stoic principle doesn't just make us more productive, it makes us more thoughtful, peaceful, and balanced individuals. It is a rejection of the chaos of modern multitasking and an embrace of a more deliberate and purposeful mode of being. As we practice this, we might find that not only do our results improve, but so does our overall well-being. Lesson 2. Practice philosophy to control your impulses. Seneca's insight, "All the greatest torments are the result of an undisciplined mind," reveals a profound truth about human nature. Our unchecked impulses can be the source of immense emotional turmoil and suffering. Stoicism, which emphasizes the importance of self-control and rational thinking, provides us with a framework to address this challenge. Rather than suppressing our emotions, which is neither healthy nor sustainable, Stoicism teaches us to understand and manage them. The process of managing our impulses begins with self-awareness. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, famously said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." This statement highlights the necessity of self-mastery in achieving true freedom and happiness. By becoming more aware of our impulses and the triggers that set them off, we are better equipped to handle them rationally. This doesn't mean denying our feelings, but understanding them deeply enough that we can respond in ways that align with our long-term goals and values. Aristotle also spoke about the importance of moderating our impulses through the development of virtues. He believed that virtue lies in finding the balance between excess and deficiency, a concept known as the golden mean. For instance, courage is the mean between recklessness and cowardice. Applying this to impulse control, we seek to find a balance between spontaneous reactions and complete inaction, aiming for thoughtful, deliberate responses that reflect our best selves. Practicing philosophy as a guide to controlling our impulses involves cultivating rational thought as a habit. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, often reflected on the importance of aligning thoughts with rational and virtuous principles. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This perspective encourages us to focus on our internal responses rather than external provocations, thereby gaining greater control over our impulses. By critically examining our impulses with the aid of philosophical wisdom, we can begin to make choices that are not dictated by fleeting emotions, but are the result of careful thought and reflection. This practice not only strengthens our mental fortitude, but also helps us live more harmoniously with our values. It leads to a life where decisions are made not in the heat of the moment, but with a clear, composed mind. The Stoic approach to impulse control is about cultivating an inner dialogue that constantly questions and assesses our instinctive reactions. It is about making philosophy not just a subject we study, but a way we live our lives, allowing us to rise above immediate gratifications and achieve a deeper sense of satisfaction and purpose. This disciplined approach to managing impulses is not just about avoiding emotional pain. It's about forging a path to a more thoughtful, fulfilling life. Lesson 3. Stay prepared. Seneca, emphasizing the importance of being prepared, famously said, "Rehearse them in your mind." Exile, torture, war, shipwreck, all the terms of our human lot should be before our eyes. This advice might sound dramatic at first. After all, not all of us are navigating the high seas or entering battle. But what Seneca is getting at here is the concept of mental preparation for life's inevitable challenges. A cornerstone of Stoic resilience. Stoicism teaches us to anticipate and mentally rehearse for the worst, not to fill us with dread, but to diminish the shock and pain when difficulties do occur. This practice is known as premeditatio malorum, or the premeditation of evils. It's about visualizing the most challenging scenarios, not to worry obsessively, but to be emotionally and mentally equipped when life throws its curveballs. Think about it this way. Athletes practice under tough conditions to prepare for the strain of actual competition. Similarly, by mentally rehearsing challenging situations, we train our minds to handle stress and adversity with less panic and more poise. This Stoic practice helps us appreciate our current state. When we realize how much worse things could be, our everyday problems seem less overwhelming. Applying this Stoic principle doesn't mean living in constant anxiety about what could go wrong. Rather, it's about having a realistic acknowledgement of potential negative outcomes. For example, if you're worried about job security, instead of spiraling into fear, you could start preparing by updating your resume, enhancing your skills, or even exploring alternate career paths. This way, if the worst were to happen, you're not caught off guard and are better positioned to handle the situation. Moreover, this principle extends beyond personal crises. It's about maintaining a level of readiness for any significant changes in our lives, from financial instability to personal loss. By staying prepared, we not only shield ourselves from the initial shock, but also quicken our recovery and adjustment periods. We become less reactive and more responsive, a subtle but powerful shift in handling life's uncertainties. Seneca's counsel helps us forge a mindset where we're not overwhelmed by adversity, but are fortified against it. This mental readiness is not about expecting the worst, but about being prepared to deal with any situation, thereby enhancing our resilience and overall mental toughness. Through this Stoic lens, we see not just the potential for loss or hardship, but also the opportunity for growth and renewal in every challenge. Lesson 4. Voluntarily embrace hardships. Another profound insight from Seneca is that difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. This idea is at the heart of Stoicism and speaks to a practice that can seem counterintuitive at first. Voluntarily embracing hardships. It's about deliberately choosing to experience discomfort, not as a form of punishment, but as a way to fortify our mental resilience and expand our capacity to handle life's inevitable challenges. Think about what it means to voluntarily embrace hardships. It's like an athlete who trains under harsh conditions to prepare for a competition. The athlete understands that by pushing the limits in a controlled environment, they're better prepared for the stresses of the actual event. Similarly, by choosing to face difficulties head-on, whether that's taking on a challenging project at work, speaking up in public, or even opting to live more simply, we enhance our mental toughness and adaptability. Seneca's approach teaches us that when we step out of our comfort zones on purpose, we're not just testing our limits, we're expanding them. For example, if you dread public speaking, regularly putting yourself in situations where you must speak in front of others can transform your fear into a skill. Over time, the anxiety diminishes and your confidence grows. This voluntary exposure to discomfort trains your mind to handle stress more effectively, making you more resilient in other areas of life. Moreover, embracing hardships voluntarily allows us to reframe our relationship with discomfort. Instead of viewing challenges as threats, we start to see them as opportunities for growth. This shift in perspective can reduce the fear and anxiety associated with difficult situations as we begin to understand that these experiences are essential for personal development. The voluntary nature of this practice gives us a sense of control and agency, which is crucial for maintaining mental toughness. By seeking out and enduring challenges, we also build a more profound sense of gratitude for the comforts and ease we often take for granted. When we voluntarily forgo luxuries or take on additional burdens, we develop a deeper appreciation for the simple, often overlooked aspects of our lives. This practice aligns with the Stoic principle of living in harmony with nature, understanding that life includes both pleasure and pain, and learning to navigate both with equanimity. In essence, Seneca's wisdom here is about developing a proactive approach to life's difficulties. By choosing to embrace hardships, we prepare ourselves for the inevitable challenges that life will throw our way, building a stronger, more resilient mindset. This practice doesn't just make us tougher, it makes us more adaptable, appreciative, and ultimately more capable of thriving in any situation. Lesson 5. Cultivate inner peace through reflection. Seneca's advice to withdraw into yourself as far as you can emphasizes the importance of inner reflection and solitude in maintaining mental toughness. In a world filled with constant noise and distractions, taking time to retreat into ourselves can be a powerful way to cultivate inner peace and resilience. Reflection allows us to pause and assess our thoughts, emotions, and actions. It's an opportunity to gain clarity, understand our motivations, and make more deliberate decisions. This practice is not about isolating ourselves from the world, but about creating a mental space where we can process our experiences and align our actions with our values. Stoic philosophers often engaged in daily reflection to review their behavior and thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote extensively about his reflections on life, his role as an emperor, and his personal challenges. This practice helped him maintain a sense of calm and purpose amidst the pressures of his position. By regularly setting aside time for reflection, we can develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our reactions to external events. This self-awareness is crucial for mental toughness, as it enables us to respond to challenges with greater composure and rationality. Instead of being swept away by our emotions, we can pause, reflect, and choose our responses consciously. Moreover, Reflection helps us identify patterns in our behavior that may be hindering our growth. By examining our actions and their outcomes, we can learn from our mistakes and make more informed choices in the future. This process of continuous self-improvement aligns with the Stoic principle of living a virtuous life and striving for excellence in all aspects of our being. Incorporating reflection into our daily routine doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as spending a few minutes each day journaling about our experiences, meditating, or engaging in quiet contemplation. The key is to create a habit of looking inward and using that time to gain insights and perspective. Cultivating inner peace through reflection allows us to build a strong foundation of mental resilience. It equips us with the tools to navigate life's challenges with grace and wisdom, ensuring that we remain centered and focused no matter what comes our way. By following Seneca's advice, we can create a sanctuary within ourselves where we can find strength and serenity, even in the midst of chaos. Lesson 6. Focus on what you can control. Seneca's timeless wisdom, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters," encapsulates one of the most fundamental principles of Stoic philosophy. Focusing on what we can control, this principle is crucial for developing mental toughness and resilience, as it empowers us to shift our focus from external events, which are often beyond our control, to our internal responses, which we can govern. The Stoic philosophy teaches us that while we may not have control over the events that happen to us, we have complete control over our attitudes, reactions, and decisions. This understanding can significantly reduce the stress and anxiety that often accompany life's uncertainties. By focusing on our inner world, we can maintain a sense of stability and peace, regardless of external circumstances. One practical application of this principle is the concept of the dichotomy of control, popularized by Epictetus. This idea divides the world into two categories: things we can control, and things we can control, and things we cannot. We can control our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, but we cannot control other people's actions, the weather, or the outcome of certain events. By accepting this dichotomy, we can direct our energy and efforts towards areas where we can make a difference, rather than wasting it on things beyond our influence. For example, if you lose your job, instead of dwelling on the unfairness of the situation or the actions of others, you can focus on what you can control, updating your resume, applying for new positions, and acquiring new skills. This proactive approach not only helps you move forward, but also reinforces a sense of agency and empowerment. Focusing on what we can control also fosters a mindset of acceptance and resilience. When we stop resisting the things we cannot change, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and frustration. This acceptance allows us to respond to challenges with greater composure and adaptability, turning obstacles into opportunities for growth. Moreover, this principle encourages us to take responsibility for our lives. Instead of blaming external factors for our problems, we recognize our power to choose our responses and take constructive action. This sense of responsibility strengthens our character and builds the mental fortitude needed to navigate life's ups and downs. Incorporating this Stoic lesson into our daily lives involves a conscious effort to shift our focus inward. It requires mindfulness and self-awareness to recognize when we are fixating on things beyond our control and gently redirecting our attention to our thoughts and actions. This practice can be reinforced through regular reflection, meditation, and journaling, helping us internalize the principle and make it a guiding force in our lives. By focusing on what we can control, we harness our inner strength and resilience, allowing us to face life's challenges with a calm and empowered mindset. Seneca's wisdom reminds us that true power lies not in changing the external world, but in mastering our internal responses, leading to a life of greater peace, purpose, and mental toughness. Lesson 7. Value of time. Seneca's reflections on the value of time are some of his most profound. In his essay on the shortness of life, he writes, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." This lesson encourages us to recognize the preciousness of time and to use it wisely. Time is our most valuable resource, and once it passes, it cannot be reclaimed. Seneca urges us to be mindful of how we spend our days, encouraging us to invest our time in meaningful activities that align with our values and long-term goals. This involves setting clear priorities and being deliberate about how we allocate our time. To apply this principle, start by identifying activities that consume your time without adding significant value to your life. These might include excessive social media use, procrastination, or engaging in trivial pursuits. Replace these with activities that contribute to your growth and well-being, such as reading, learning new skills, spending quality time with loved ones, or pursuing hobbies that bring you joy. Seneca's advice also highlights the importance of being present in the moment. Often, we are so caught up in worrying about the future or regretting the past that we forget to live in the present. Practicing mindfulness can help us become more aware of the here and now, allowing us to fully experience and appreciate our lives as they unfold. By valuing our time and using it wisely, we can lead more fulfilling and purposeful lives. This Stoic lesson encourages us to make the most of each day, recognizing that our time on earth is limited and should be cherished. Lesson: accept mortality. A key aspect of Stoic philosophy is the acceptance of our mortality. Seneca reminds us, "Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day." This lesson teaches us to live with the awareness that life is finite, which can profoundly impact how we choose to live. Accepting our mortality can free us from the fear of death and motivate us to live more fully. It encourages us to prioritize what truly matters and to let go of trivial concerns. When we recognize that our time is limited, we are more likely to pursue our passions, express our love to those we care about, and make meaningful contributions to the world. To embrace this Stoic principle, reflect on your own mortality regularly. This isn't meant to be morbid, but to provide a perspective that can lead to greater appreciation and intentionality in your daily life. Consider what you would do if you knew your time was limited, and then start incorporating those actions and attitudes into your life now. This awareness can also help us face our fears and take bolder steps towards our goals. Knowing that our time is limited can push us to take risks, pursue our dreams, and live authentically. It can also help us find peace in the face of life's uncertainties, understanding that death is a natural part of the human experience. By accepting our mortality, we can live with greater courage, purpose, and gratitude. This Stoic lesson encourages us to make the most of our lives, knowing that each day is a gift to be cherished and used wisely. Lesson 9. Practice forgiveness. Seneca's teachings also emphasize the importance of forgiveness as a way to maintain mental peace and resilience. He states, "A good character is the only guarantee of everlasting, carefree happiness. Part of cultivating a good character is learning to forgive others and ourselves. Forgiveness frees us from the burdens of anger, resentment, and bitterness, which can weigh heavily on our minds and spirits. Holding on to grudges consumes our mental energy and can lead to prolonged stress and unhappiness. By practicing forgiveness, we release these negative emotions and create space for healing and growth. To practice forgiveness, start by acknowledging your feelings and the impact that holding on to grudges has on your well-being. Then, make a conscious decision to let go of these negative emotions. This doesn't mean condoning harmful behavior, but rather choosing not to let it control your life. Forgiving yourself is equally important. We all make mistakes, and holding on to guilt and regret can prevent us from moving forward. Practice self-compassion by acknowledging your mistakes, learning from them, and committing to doing better in the future. By embracing forgiveness, we can cultivate a more peaceful and resilient mindset. This Stoic lesson encourages us to let go of past hurts and focus on the present, fostering a sense of inner harmony and strength. Lesson 10. Embrace change. Seneca's insight that every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end reminds us of the inevitability of change and the importance of embracing it. Change is a constant in life, and resisting it can lead to unnecessary suffering and frustration. Stoicism teaches us to accept change as a natural part of life and to adapt to it with grace and resilience. Embracing change means being open to new experiences, learning from them, and seeing them as opportunities for growth. To embrace change, practice flexibility in your thinking and actions. When faced with unexpected changes, instead of resisting, try to see the potential benefits and opportunities they may bring. This mindset can help you navigate transitions more smoothly and with a positive outlook. Change often involves letting go of the familiar and stepping into the unknown, which can be challenging. However, by adopting a Stoic perspective, we can view change as a chance to evolve and improve ourselves. This approach not only enhances our mental toughness, but also enriches our lives with new experiences and insights. By embracing change, we develop the resilience to handle life's ups and downs with composure and optimism. This Stoic lesson encourages us to see change not as a threat, but as an integral part of our journey towards personal growth and fulfillment. Seneca's Stoic wisdom offers timeless guidance on mastering mental toughness and living a resilient, purposeful life. By focusing on one activity, practicing philosophy to control our impulses, staying prepared, voluntarily embracing hardships, cultivating inner peace through reflection, focusing on what we can control, valuing our time, accepting what we can control, valuing our time, accepting our mortality, practicing forgiveness, can build a strong foundation for mental resilience. These lessons remind us that true strength comes from within, and that by cultivating a Stoic mindset, we can navigate life's challenges with grace, wisdom, and unwavering fortitude. As we apply these principles to our daily lives, we not only enhance our mental toughness, but also create a more meaningful and fulfilling existence. If you found this video helpful, please consider subscribing to our channel for more insights on Stoic philosophy and practical wisdom for everyday life. And remember, the journey towards mental resilience is a lifelong practice. By embracing these Stoic lessons, we can continuously grow and thrive, no matter what life throws our way. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.